Hello Internet, Zafe here. You can always appreciate a good free game that's fun to play and has fair monetization. Final Fantasy's Dissidia NT just went free to play, so now might be the best time to share my current and personal top 10 favourite free to play games. And if your own favourite free to play games don't appear in my list, why not share them in the comments? Fallout Shelter. It's a nifty little strategy game that puts you in charge of your own underground vaults. Micromanaging all the different facilities and dwellers starts out fun, but by the end becomes a multitasking nightmare, but still strangely addictive, with tons of references to the Fallout series. I like to challenge myself by playing the game without spending any money. It's totally doable, and as a little bonus, this one is available on your tablets and phones for some epic toilet gaming. SMITE takes the regular MOBA formula but twists it a little, with a third-person camera along with a more suitable control scheme that makes gameplay feel more action-packed. SMITE has a mythological setting and theme, providing a badass selection of playable gods from the various different pantheons, from the ancient Mayan, Egyptians, to the Norse. There's also an offering of different game modes and events that help spice things up. Arena mode offers a more condensed MOBA kind of experience, and I believe it serves as a pretty good starting point for newcomers when it comes to learning how to play champions. Paladins. It's a free-to-play hero-based shooter with lots of team-based objectives, and an always updating selection of playable champions, each with unique abilities. There's also a load of extra little flavour systems like mounts, MOBA-like items and equipment, and you can further customise your champions by building decks of cards. Honestly, it's just fun to play, surprisingly so, albeit there are a few bugs and balance issues, and it's obviously very similar to Overwatch, but the big difference being Paladins is free to play. Ring of Elysium. It's an up-and-coming battle royale that's still in early access development, and more focused on realism, but that doesn't stop this one from being a great time with friends and visually stunning. The objective of being one of the 4 survivors to board an escape helicopter changes up the battle royale formula a little and opens up new gameplay strategies. You're eased into battle royale life with a training mode, and from the get-go you'll start with either your own bike, glider, or grappling hook. It's your choice and it's all fun. The netcode is solid, making for some quality gameplay, and the game is constantly receiving updates, having already received a completely new map. If you're interested in the battle royale genre, Ring of Elysium is definitely worth having a try. I find the cosmetic progression systems an addictive guilty pleasure. Warframe. This sci-fi action game has not only solid shooting but also agile controls and slick melee gameplay that all flow really nicely together. There's nothing else like Warframe in the free-to-play space. When it comes to player versus player, things quickly go insane. Just standing back and watching 2 Warframes go at it is jaw-dropping, while new cosmetics and Warframes will keep players farming and grinding till the end of time. Content updates have been pretty generous and changed up the dynamic of the game, with new large open world areas and pretty epic story content. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. This is an extremely popular shooter with incredibly intense moments, and some of the very best competitive first-person shooting. There's a reason why it's at the very top of the games played on Steam. Gameplay is very skill-based and at times frustrating, but victory always comes with this very smug and satisfying feeling. You can really notice your skills improving as you're always learning and progressing. Honestly, I'm simply not skilled enough to play at a competitive FPS level, but that hasn't stopped me having fun with friends in the past. Starcraft 2: Wings of Liberty. This offers the very best in more modern, real-time strategy gameplay. I'm a big fan of the Wings of Liberty's fantastic campaign. There's a great story for both newcomers and Starcraft veterans. I'd even argue that the Wings of Liberty story is the best part in the Starcraft 2 series, and there's a lot of these little systems in place like mini talent trees, unit customization, or point-and-click-like sections that really enrich the already enjoyable campaign. but you'll also get access to regular multiplayer and the cooperative mode, where you'll take part in 2-player special hero missions. And there's the arcade mode, where you'll have access to tons of custom user-made games. There's some really fun maps out there, from tower defenses, tug-of-wars, to some really unique stuff. Guild Wars 2 is a brilliant MMO offering the base game for free. There's a solid selection of classes, including my all-time favourite, the Necromancer. And there's a pretty good skill point system that allows you to be flexible and build your character the way you wish. For example, you could be a Necromancer adept at healing allies, applying curses, or commanding squads of undead minions. General gameplay is pretty fun. Exploration is encouraged and rewarded. You might even discover an elaborate jumping puzzle or armies of players raiding gigantic world bosses. Whatever you do, there will be treasure and loot involved. I used to really enjoy the world versus world, which is gigantic 3-way battles over fortresses and objectives between 3 servers. Epic large-scale battles are awesome, but there's also a strong sense of community when all the guilds and players of a server unite and work together to conquer other servers. Apex Legends. Hands down, this is my favourite Battle Royale game. What's unique about this Battle Royale is the pretty diverse selection of heroes, each with vastly different playstyles and abilities. Opening portals, tracking enemies, or providing support and supply drops, every hero drastically changes the dynamic of the game. So the addition of all new heroes seems very exciting for the future of the game. Apex Legends is a great example of how to make and monetize a Battle Royale game. I'm so glad I don't have to put up with anything like Fortnite's building mechanics mid-combat, so I can just shoot people down and make use of awesome hero abilities. Path of Exile has to take the place of my favourite free-to-play game at the moment. It's been constantly updated and slowly became one of the greatest action RPGs of all time. The fantastic and humongous skill tree might seem familiar to Final Fantasy X players, but this skill tree has the potential for some incredible customization, and there's such a satisfying feeling placing a new skill point in the tree every time you level up. Every single big content update changes the game up massively, not just the end game but also the journey of leveling up to end game, which is why you're often encouraged to make new seasonal characters to experiment with and try out new abilities and features. Every time I return to Path of Exile, it's almost like playing a different game. I'd like to challenge myself with a hardcore character to see how far I can get and keep improving my own custom Necromancer build. Those are my top 10 free-to-play games as of right now. I'm sure my favourites will change with content updates and new free-to-play games being released. Again, if your favourite free-to-play games don't appear in my list, why not post them in the comments? I make an effort to read every comment, and if you enjoyed the video, consider hitting that like button or smashing that subscribe button. Next, I'll be looking at the big game releases of next month, and beginning my reviewing process for Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.